Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Parivajaka Pastor John 17 Sumant Divine Grace Mahavishnu Swami Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON founder VVT founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Parivajaka Assato 17 Sumant Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Rama Chaji Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kund Radhakund Giri Govardhana Ki Masura Vrindavana Ki Navadvip Mayapurdama Ki Jagannath Puri Ki Canterbury Canterbury Dham Ki Jamuna Maya Gangamaya Ki. This is River Stour, yeah? Stour Maya Ki. Chimay Tulsi Devi Ki. Bhakti Devi Ki. Sri Harinan Sankirtan Ki. Sankirtan Yogi Ki. Transcendental Bhakti Secretion Ki. All permanent being. All glories to the Sama devotees. All glories to the Sama devotees. All glories to the Sama devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Guru. Glories to Sri Prabhupada. Mahavishnu Swami. Namaste Saraswati. Being this Hari's explanation of Bhagavad Gita, exhibition of Bhagavad Gita, teachings, also a sun hat. It has a practical use. It has a philosophical use also. So I think everyone knows Bhagavad Gita. Yeah? Something, yeah? So this ancient book of Word of God was recently popularized by my spiritual master Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and we made a translation of it, which has gone viral. It's worldwide in many languages now, because it presents Krishna as he is. This is Prabhupada's amazing contribution to the world, as that he's able to convince us that actually God is a person with personal qualities and a form and activities, just as we are persons. He is a supreme person, but we are not the supreme person. We are, in quality, we are similar to him. We have personality, we have consciousness, so similarly he has personality, has identity, and we have relationships, he has relationships. But still, he's different from us in the sense that he's the one that's maintaining all of us. Bhagavad Gita explains this very clearly, that that he's different from us in that he's the supreme being. The Puranas say, Nicho Nichanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Eko Bahanam Vidadati Kaman, amongst all living beings. Like we see all living beings around us, grass and trees, butterflies, and some butterflies left. I haven't seen any today. Maybe once a week you see one. Now, some birds maybe. Any birds around here? Not many left in England now, unfortunately. But so they're all being maintained, not by British government or the European government, or America, who's maintaining all the other living beings? We're not doing it. So we're just managing, we think we're maintaining ourselves, but actually we have air, we have light, we have food, everything's provided for us. We say by nature, but we can ask, whose nature? We have our nature. Every one of us has a natural way of, natural body, natural language. So that's our nature. So then, who does his nature belong to? That's a good question. Because the modern scientists will say it doesn't belong to anybody. But they can't prove it. They just assume it that it's come from nowhere. So it's like we're familiar with the modern philosophy. What do they teach you at school? Where does nature come from? Huh?
Big Bang.
Oh, Big Bang. So that's what you're taught at school. What are you taught at your school? Big Bang.
Yeah, we put like 2 different ways, so like either the good way or the scientific way.
The God way. You're taught the God way. Oh, that's nice. Yes. So there's some hope for modern education. Yeah, so then we say that even if there's a Big Bang, that how did the Big Bang come together? Just by chance? So if there's chance, then there must be some parameters to make chance work. There must be something existing before chance. So it's reasonable to assume that there's something there which is the cause of all causes. So, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains that he is the source of everything, the cause of all causes. So that is Bhagavad Gita. So that was spoken 5,000 years ago, according to our teachings of our previous acharyas. Bhagavad Gita was spoken 5,000 years ago at Kurukshetra in India. There was a world war, and at this situation Krishna had to speak the message of Bhagavad Gita to, who did he have to speak to? Hare Krishna? Who did he speak to? Bhagavad Gita? Arjuna. Spoke to Arjuna because Arjuna was perplexed. He didn't want to fight. So after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he fought. So one of the basic teachings that made Arjuna fight is on this hat. It's the fact that we are not this body. I have to talk about this because, it's the basic understanding of all our philosophy. That we say, my hand, my nose, my eyes, my body, my mind. But who am I? I'm different. And although my body is changing from childhood to youth to old age, you can see here, there's a baby body. That's your body. Can you see your body here? There's a black baby, white baby, little boy, and then a young girl. You're here. Then there's a young boy. He's getting married. Then there's the Queen of England here. There's an old man like me. Another old man. And there's somebody very sick, leaving their body. There's a skeleton. And then this picture is to show that although we're changing our body, we're still the same. We're still the same. This is the basic beginning of spiritual life, to identify who we are, who we really are. Apart from this, I am British, I am male, I am female, I'm so many years old, I am, I speak this language. So, apart from that, then who am I as a knower of this field? This field is composed of mind, intelligence, ears, eyes, so many senses. But who is sensing? Who is looking out from these eyes? Who is hearing from these ears? So this is the question. Who am I? Now, today, I want to read a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is it's considered to be the postgraduate study of Bhagavad Gita, more advanced, because Arjuna, he was perplexed. He didn't know what to do, and so Krishna had to chastise him and tell him, you are a fool. Why are you confused about killing your relatives, fighting this war? Why are you perplexed? Why are you forgetting that actually you're not this body, you're an eternal soul? This is not religion, this is not Christian, Hindu or Muslim, this is a simple fact. Whether you're Hindu, Christian or Muslim, doesn't make any difference. You have to grow old, you have to die, the body has to change. So these are the facts of life. So Arjuna was perplexed and he has to be chastised. But in this verse, which I'm going to speak to you, if I can find my mobile phone. Where is it now? It's a little bit, it was in my pocket, in the pocket of my jacket. What must be here? Oh, it is. That's a man without his mobile phone. Grab your phone, haven't you? So, it's going to be very difficult to read in the sunlight. Almost impossible. What am I going to do? Huh?
I can try and shade.
Maybe I should go into the shade. Put my head on it. Try that. It's not going to work. Okay.
I'm not going to hide you now.
Okay. Thank you very much. So this book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, is let me find this verse, that's a good idea. You may know a book called Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So this book is a summary of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in Madhya Lila, in the middle section of this book, there is a discussion between Lord Chaitanya and Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami was a very rich man. He was actually Prime Minister, and his brother was the treasurer of one actually very big country, East India, like East Bengal. And he had to administer the government of Nawab Hussain Shah, a Muslim minister, because he was a Hindu and very educated. Then they put him in that position because he was a leader amongst the Hindus. So he knew how to deal with the majority of the population. This is politics. But actually, when Lord Chaitanya appeared, same time Rupa and Sanatana appeared, and they recognized that Lord Chaitanya was Krishna himself as a devotee. So this is quite esoteric, because we think, well, Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago, but actually Lord Chaitanya is considered to be Krishna as a devotee, because people couldn't follow Bhagavad Gita, then Krishna had to come again to teach us how to follow Bhagavad Gita, to teach us how to surrender. This is substantiated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Vanam Tisha Krishnam, Sangopangascha Pashadam, Yagya Sankirtanapaya, Yajanti Hi Sumadesa. But in the Kali Yuga, in this age of Kali, then Krishna does come. Krishna Vanam, he comes chanting Krishna's name, but he's not Krishna, he's not blackish. He comes with his associates, Sangopangas, his weapons, his various energies, in order to start the Sankirtan Yagya, the performance of sacrifice for this Kali Yuga. In every age there's some form of spiritual activity to connect the soul with God. In Satya Yuga, which is like 2 million years ago, over 2 million years ago, it was meditation. In Treta Yuga it was fire sacrifice. In the next Yuga it was big temple worship. But in this age it's recommended that we do this chanting. So Lord Chaitanya Krishna came as a Yuga avatar. So for this particular age he descended to teach the method of God realization and self-realization. Actually, we cannot realize ourselves without realizing God, because we're part of the whole. If we understand ourselves, we can automatically understand God. So, it's a long story, but yeah, I'll have to look again.
Maybe. It's better. I can't really hold the head.
So this is Madhya Leela, the middle section of Chaitanya Charitamrita. This great personality, Sanatana Goswami, he retired from the government to become what? A Hare Krishna, a follower of Lord Chaitanya. And, he had to escape from prison, and he had to go to Vrindavan, the birthplace of Krishna, to meet Lord Chaitanya there. So then when he met Lord Chaitanya there, he was eager to ask one question, and that question is important for all of us, because we all of us in a position of not knowing who we are. This is the question he asked. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kenami Kenaya Maya Charita Petrai Ihanahi Jani Kimaya Hitahai. Keami Kene Amaya Jare Tapatrai Iha Nahi Jani Kemane Hitahai. Translation. Who am I? Why do the threefold miseries always give me trouble? If I do not know this, how can I be benefited? Please repeat. Who am I? Why do the threefold miseries always give me trouble? If I do not know this, how can I be benefited? So there's a commentary by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. The threefold material miseries are miseries arising from the body and the mind, miseries arising from dealings with other living entities, and miseries arising from natural disturbances. Sometimes we suffer bodily when we are attacked by a fever, and sometimes we suffer mentally when a close relative dies. Other living entities also cause us misery. There are living entities born of the human embryo of eggs, perspiration and vegetation. Miserable conditions brought about by natural catastrophes are controlled by the higher demigods. There may be severe cold or thunderbolts, or a person may be haunted by ghosts. These threefold miseries are always before us, and they entrap us in a dangerous situation. Padam padam yadvipadam natesham. There is danger in every step of life. So this is the question he asked. Who am I? So it was a bit more advanced than Arjuna's question, because Arjuna said, now I'm confused about my duty, I don't know what to do. But Sanatana Goswami, he went directly to Lord Chaitanya. He said, who am I? So that was, it's another level. So actually people, we don't actually know why we're having these miseries, and we don't ask this question. This is the problem with human society. We're not trained to ask this question, who am I? Why am I suffering from the threefold miseries? It's such a big question, we prefer to put it aside. That Sanatana Goswami immediately asked Lord Chaitanya to tell him, who am I? And so who is it that is not suffering from these miseries? Anybody here? Anyone is not suffering? But, so we agree we are suffering from miseries of our own body and mind, miseries of other people, miseries of nature, just like it's very hot, you can't see properly, and so on, maybe. So all these miseries are there, but are we interested to solve them? This is the problem. Generally we're not much interested. We think, well, somehow or other I'll enjoy life with these miseries. But it's not possible. Although we make so many arrangements, we've made a very nice park here. We've got nice cushion to sit on, and we've got so many arrangements. Still, Daivi Isha Gunamahi Mamamai, nature is so powerful that we cannot overcome it. Especially now we have motor cars, we have mobile phones, we have all kinds of communication, we have nice flats, we have so many comfortable conditions, but we cannot overcome the laws of nature, which are forcing us to become old, to become diseased, and ultimately to die. So Sanatana Goswami wants to get to the bottom of it, and that's actually the Hare Krishna movement. We're not prepared to put aside this problem and think that it's unimportant. The whole idea of the Hare Krishna movement is that we want to get free from this suffering of threefold miseries. And that's why we chant Hare Krishna, because it's the order of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya answered Sanatana Goswami, said, Jivara Swarupa Hoy Nityara Krishna Das. The soul is the eternal servant of Krishna. So I'll read that answer also. Jivara Swarupahoy Krishnara Nityadas Krishnara Tatasta Shakti Veda Veda Prakash Suryamsa Kirana Yache Agni Jvala Chai Svabhavika Krishnara Ima Prakara Shakti Hai. Okay, translation. It is the living entity's constitutional position. This is the answer to who am I? So Lord Chaitanya says, it is a living entity's constitutional position to be an eternal servant of Krishna, because he is the marginal energy of Krishna and a manifestation simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, like a molecule particle of sunshine or fire. Krishna has three varieties of energy. So this is our basic philosophy I was explaining earlier. We're one in quality with God, but we're different in quantity. We're very small. Just like spark of a fire. So the spark of a fire is very small, so it can be conditioned by the material energy. But Krishna, or the fire, is beyond conditioning. So we're very small, so we can be conditioned by the ignorance. Krishna is explaining, Lord Chaitanya is explaining, there are two kinds of energy. There's the spiritual energy, there's material energy. And we're a tiny, small part of spiritual energy, marginal. Just like on the beach, stones on the beach can sometimes be covered with water, sometimes it could be covered with air. So in this way, we have the choice to be either covered by spirit or matter. But we have to be covered because we're so small. So this is the question and this is the answer. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Now any questions, please? It's more interesting if you have questions. What do you think? Correct? What are the threefold miseries? We just had them, huh? Well, in the Vedic scriptures they're called Adidavika. They're categorized. Of course you can mix them together. Categorized miseries of nature, caused by demigods like earthquakes, too much heat, too much cold, like that. Then miseries of other living beings, like wars, mosquitoes, social problems, family problems. And then miseries of one's own body and mind. Because they overlap, but they're compartmentalized like that.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, I read that what animates this being is 1/10,000th the tip of a hair. Is this correct? 1/10,000th the tip of a hair animates this whole being that I'm in.
Yeah.
Within the heart is the Lord. How does one transfer the Lord from the heart to be holding the thought in the mind?
To the
thought of the mind. How can we put Krishna in the thought of the mind?
He's saying that it's said in the scriptures that the soul is 1/10,000th part, the size of the 1/10,000th part of the tip of a hair. So the question is how?
Krishna is in the heart.
Yeah.
How do we have him in the thought of the mind?
In the what of the mind?
How do we put Krishna as the thought in the mind?
The what?
The general in the thought of the mind.
Well, the general.
The general. How do I get him to this position?
In the thought of the mind. Everyone got the question? How do we put Krishna in the fort of the mind? Like a fort is a fortress, like Canterbury Castle was a big fortress. So how do we put Krishna in the center of our mind? So that's explained in Bhagavad Gita by Lord Chaitanya, that if we take Krishna's name and always hear Krishna's name and engage in Krishna's service, then Krishna will be in the fort of our mind. Krishna will be in control of our mind. we cannot, so there's different methods, the Bhagavad Gita, Kama Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga. Ultimately Krishna is teaching us to surrender to Him, become His devotee, Bhakti Yoga if you like. And our Bhakti Yoga processes, the best thing is dancing, chanting and singing. Sanatana Goswami, there's one verse by Sanatana Goswami I was hearing, very nice actually. He says, I try to control my mind by forcing it in different ways. By repetition, by hearing, and by concentration, so many ways. But I failed. But I found that the best way was this dancing, chanting and singing with other devotees. That way the mind could be controlled. So, Sanatana Goswami himself says that. And that's Lord Chaitanya's teaching, which is the teachings of the scriptures. Harinama, Harinama, Harinama eva kevalam, kalona seva naseva naseva, vitira anyata. Chant the holy name, chant the holy name, chant the holy name. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. Not by Kama Yoga, not by Jnana Yoga, not by Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, but by Bhakti Yoga, by chanting the holy name. That's practical. Putting the name of Krishna in our heart means also serving the holy name. Just like we have a group here, and that group of conspirators in the park. I hope no one's listening in the trees, so that we may have some infiltrators from the government. What is the Hare Krishna doing out there today? What are we planning? You know, we are planning to spread the holy name, so that why people can, their hearts can be purified, and they can understand we're not this body. That we should, real business is to overcome birth, old age, disease and death, develop our love for God. So that's what we're planning. Actually we should be thinking how we can infiltrate the whole of civilization with this process of chanting Hare Krishna. Because it works. Although conditions are very unfavorable, modern society is very materialistic, and we are forced to work, you know, for paper money in horrible conditions. We have no time, difficult to have time for meditation. But simply by chanting Hare Krishna, coming together every day if possible, and Krishna can be more and more in our mind and our heart. Another question? Hariva? Okay. So her question is quite nice. There's one verse that by the Goswamis that says that one has to receive the mantra in disciplic succession from the spiritual master. So but we can see from the example of Srila Prabhupada that he spread the movement all over the world by chanting Hare Krishna. And later on, he initiated some disciples. So it's not that he initiated people right at the beginning, but the chanting is actually Krishna's incarnation in Kali Yuga. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. So Krishna, the Maha Mantra, is when received through the pure devotee, whether one's initiated or not, will have an effect. Yeah. That's why we went on chanting today in Canterbury. Well, why would we do that if it didn't have an effect? So the fact is, it does have an effect. Lord Chaitanya says, Chaito Dharpana Marjanam, it cleanses the mirror of the heart, so that we can begin to appreciate ourselves, what I am, who am I. By this chanting, a memory of our lost identity is invoked, because it's Krishna's coming in the form of His holy name. It's purifying us. It's reminding us who we are. So it's like, how do you say, Purvascharya in Sanskrit. Before initiation, there are certain qualifications that one can have even before initiation. And they're very simple. Hearing the holy name, taking prasadam, associating with devotees, reading the books. Yeah. This is all leading up to an initiation by a spiritual master. And so it's a natural process. Just like if you want to go to university, then you have to have, you have to go to kindergarten, and you have to secondary school, then you go to high school, and then you pass your A-levels and apply to university, like that. So it's not like, you may say, well, I can't get a degree in this, So the previous activities have to be there. So initiation means a direct connection. One's accepted by Krishna as part of His family because of a relationship with the disciplic succession of spiritual masters. So that's a formal acceptance, and there's an agreement made by the disciple with the spiritual master. Spiritual master agrees to deliver you, and you agree to follow the orders of the spiritual master as your life and soul, to please him as representative of Krishna. So to come to that point, there's some work to do, right? On our behavior, our habits, thoughts, You can't just jump into it, and it might take a whole lifetime before you come to that point. So that's the point. So that's how I would explain this. The mantra is having an effect, but that is the special mercy of the pure devotee like Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya. Even without initiation. But, he said, the mantra, the name of Krishna is so powerful, it's not different from Krishna. Krishna, in the form of His holy name, has appeared in this age. But if you want to progress further, then make that connection with the spiritual master and discover more about the holy name. There's Krishna's name. This is a very interesting topic. This is Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda is said to be the marketplace of the holy name. So he was delivering the holy name according to people's faith. For like 1 penny, copper penny faith, then you may get the name. This is just a metaphor. So if you just want to give coppers, okay, you just get the name. Now if you want to pay in silver, because we don't have silver anymore. You want to pay in silver, then you may get name and qualities of name and form of Krishna. Name associated with his form. And if you want to pay in gold coins, you may get the name, his form and qualities. And if you want to get even more valuable currency, more deeper faith, then one may get Krishna's pastimes also. So Krishna is unlimited. So in order to enter into the deeper understanding of Krishna, we need initiation. We need the mercy of a spiritual master. We can't just do it on our own. This is the point. The name is very powerful, but we're very conditioned. This is the problem. We have so many bad habits. Our mind is going here and there, and we have so much other things to do, and we have to work hard for our money, family, and so on. So we need the guidance of a spiritual master, someone who can tell us how to live our lives so that we can realize God, we can realize Krishna. Is that helpful? Yeah? So both things, it's not contradictory actually. The holy name is there. Krishna's come in the form of his holy name. Anyone can benefit from that. But still, if we want to go further, we want to be very serious, to finish those threefold miseries and regain our original position in relationship to Krishna. Because, anyway, let's have another question. Maybe more will come out. Another question?
You mentioned about who am I?
Yeah.
It sounds that I'm a part of the Supreme.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
So we all have the same soul, same spirit.
Actually, nice question. There's my water. Oh, yeah. Same in quality, but not in identity. Just like we're all British. Let's say we're all British. Then we're all one as Britons. We're all individuals. So, who am I doesn't mean that I am you and you are me, I am you and you, like the Beatles song, I am you, you are me, we're all one together. That's a misconception, that I can be you and you can be me. We are one in quality, but not in individuality. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna removes that misconception clearly. And when he teaches Arjuna, Natvevaham jatu nasam, natam namijanadipa, nachaiva bhavishyama, save vayamataparam. He says, never was there a time when you did not exist, nor I, nor all his kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. We're individuals eternally. So that means each one of us has an individual relationship with Krishna. And basically that relationship is of different loving relationships. We have different loving relationships. Just like my hand has a flower in my hand. So if say this was a sweet, so the hand wants to eat the sweet, it can't actually, it can never be satisfied. So in the material world, when we forget Krishna, we're trying to do just that. We're trying to enjoy separately from Krishna. But the hand has to put in the mouth the sweet. So our love, we have to learn. Bhakti Yoga means to direct our love to the right place, to Krishna. Then we can love everyone. Everybody wants there should be peace. How could there be peace without love? People don't love each other. Where's the question of peace? The politics is incomplete without spiritual philosophy and teachings. There's room for politics, there's room for even nationalism and so on. But first there should be a spiritual culture. Then it will make sense. Because if everybody hates one another, what's the question of, peace? So who am I is a very important question. If we ask who am I in Russia, in North Korea, and I was just in South Korea, we were chanting Hare Krishna. We were in Taiwan chanting Hare Krishna. We were in Hong Kong, we were in Indonesia, we go all over the world chanting. And basically everybody is nice people. They're all nice people. It's because they're all spirit souls. So what's the question of hate? It's just that we are forgetting who we are. That we are parts and parcels of God. Jivara Swarupaya Krishna Nityadas. Krishna Tatasta Shakti Vedavid. We are part of God. So our main relationship is with Krishna. Now Prabhupada gives a very nice example. I really like this example. He gave this in 1966 on one of these verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita, which we're reading. He says, in India, the marriages are arranged, not like here. And you go down to the boutique or the pub, and you meet somebody, or you meet someone at school, and then you get married. You go, oh, Mom and Dad, we're going to get married now. So that's the Western style. It's kind of animalistic, very animalistic. But in India, Prabhupada's explained, marriages are carefully arranged. Carefully arranged. You don't let your daughter mix with the wrong people. You don't let your boy mix with the wrong people. You want to arrange. But why? Because when you marry a whole family. You have to accept your husband's family as your family, your in-laws, right? And your daughter's going to be part of that family, and you're going to be part of their family, related. So the central point is the husband, or you take it the wife. There's a central point that links the two families together. So the central point is Krishna, or God. When we become godless, there's no question of peace or even prosperity. There's no center to our love. We don't know who we are. We don't know, once we develop our relationship, as we develop our relationship with Krishna, we understand that everyone is also part and parcel of Krishna. They're part of Krishna's family. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. And what Krishna says, Mamaivam so jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. All living beings are my eternal fragmental parts and parcels. We all belong to Krishna. So we have something in common. Not just human beings, but plants, fishes, birds, animals, insects. Everyone is part and parcel of Krishna, transmigrating through different species of life, suffering the threefold miseries, and just like fishes out of the water, we're not happy in this world. So this is the idea of Krishna consciousness. We love Krishna, just like we put the food in the stomach, automatically the food goes all over the body. So when we learn to love Krishna through Bhakti Yoga, then we learn to love everyone. Samaksaveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. We love everyone. We see everyone equally. Not that we love our dog and then we eat the cow, or eat the chicken. This is not seeing equally. So, this is Krishna consciousness. You have to find Krishna as the center. So your question was, I've gone off a bit. What was the last question? According to what I already said, amongst all living beings there's one supreme living being. That is God. the other living beings, according to Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Aham Adihi Deva. I am the origin of even the demigods. So there are other powerful beings, like the god of fire, the god of the sun god, the god of the air, the god of the earth, Bhumi. But they're all servants. They're all servants of Krishna. So that is the understanding of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna explains that Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, everything comes from me, all the material worlds, the spiritual worlds. The wise who know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So this is very simple actually. And it's also, it's not different in a sense than Islam or the basic teachings are there in all faiths. So it's not a new thing that we are servants of God. But what Prabhupada taught us, introduced to us, was how we can awaken our relationship with God. Is he just our Father? A fearful figure up there somewhere who's punishing us? Or is he formless? Or we can't say he at all? We just don't know. But Bhagavad Gita gives us more information. Sava yoni shukuntaya murtaya sambhavantiya tasham brahma mahadyoni aham bija pradapita. Krishna says, all living beings, Sava yoni shukuntaya, they're born in this material nature. Murtaya sambhavantiya tasham brahma mahadyoni. But I am the seed-giving Father. Krishna is the seed-giving Father. But you know, if God is the Father, then what is our relationship with Him? Do we just take from Him, take from Him, take from Him? Is that the highest love? Oh, Daddy give me this, Daddy give me that, Daddy give me that. So, for instance, that's in Christianity. I was brought up as a Christian. Give us this day our daily bread. We pray to God for our food and this and that. It's basically, how do you say, business deal. There is no real love there. So Prabhupada explains that if one is really grateful, one wants to do something for one's Father. So Lord Chaitanya is teaching that there's different levels of love of God. We can awaken our identity in terms of our love for Krishna. We can be servant of Krishna. We can be the grass under Krishna's feet. We can be servant of Krishna. We can be friend of Krishna. Our love can be so strong that Krishna becomes our close friend. We can sit and talk to him, like Arjuna is talking to Krishna. And even if love is even more developed, Krishna can become helpless before us, like Mother Yashoda. Krishna was Mother Yashoda's baby, and Mother Yashoda was chastising Krishna. Why are you stealing the butter? Why are you such a naughty boy? I'm going to tie you up. It's unbelievable. How can an ordinary living being tie up God? By love. And Krishna can submit himself to us if our love is so pure and strong, like Mother Yashoda. And then even higher than that, the love of the gopis. Krishna is completely controlled by the gopis. Their love is so powerful that, So these are different rasas. So Lord Chaitanya is teaching us how we can awaken our original relationship with Krishna. It's hidden there. Just like there's a nice example given. Like a very poor man. He comes to an astrologer. Oh, I heard my father had left a lot of money for me, $100 million. It's somewhere in the garden. So I'll have to find it. Where is it? In the old days they used to use astrologer. They could calculate and understand. So the astrologer, this is an example Lord Chaitanya gave. The astrologer said you won't get it by ritualistic ceremonies of particular faith, because you have to pay the priests and they're into business. It won't work. And you won't find this treasure by merging. It's being swallowed by like a big snake. Lose your identity. You won't find it like that. And you won't find it by, austerities and so on and so forth. But you'll find it by devotion, bhakti. Now you can find the treasure. So the real treasure is there in our personal relationship with Krishna, which we've forgotten. So how to awaken that relationship is Bhakti Yoga. Beginning with chanting, hearing about Krishna. Prabhupada's written so many books. And Prabhupada is our teacher. He's my teacher also. And we hear Prabhupada's books. We chant on our beach, we chant Hare Krishna, come together, we dance and sing, we take prasadam. Gradually, it's a gradual process of purification. So, your question is very nice. Thank you very much. Perfect question. Perfect question is perfect answer. Prabhupada gives a perfect answer. I just recommend everyone, please read Prabhupada's books. It's very nice you're coming here today. But I'm also a student, and I'm recommending read Prabhupada's books, a few pages every day, and Prabhupada can give you so much more guidance than myself. Because each one of us has a relationship with Prabhupada. A Shiksha Guru. There's two gurus. You're asking about Diksha, initiation. But our movement, Hare Krishna movement, is mostly going on Shiksha, teachings of Prabhupada. So Prabhupada is available for all of us. But still, Prabhupada is saying, you must take initiation also. Sooner or later, we should aspire, let me become a disciple of Prabhupada, and get his blessings, so that we can go back to Godhead. We can awaken our original relationship with Krishna. Just like in a dream. And when we're dreaming at night, we forget our beautiful family, our beautiful wife and children, or maybe horrible, I don't know. But we forget, and maybe we're glad to forget, I don't know. But anyway, when we're sleeping, we're in another world, in a dream world, on the mental platform. And we forget the waking life. So similarly, when we wake up and we think, oh, I'm British, I'm Indian, I'm this, I'm that, it's another temporary dream actually. It's a temporary dream. Maybe 80 years, 90 years, 100 years. Then what will happen to us? The dreamer. I dreamt, at night I dreamt, and now during the day I'm dreaming. So who am I really? Who am I? This is the big question of Sanatana Goswami to Lord Chaitanya. Who am I? So what is my relationship with Krishna eternally? Just like this world is real, but it's only temporary. But there is a Goloka Vrindavan, and there's many planets, where there's no influence of time. Everything here subject to time. So it's disappointing. Our loving relationships are all destroyed by time. Now I've seen it, my mother and father, they had a diamond wedding. They were both over 90 before they left their body. But still, time had to separate them. till death do us part. In the Christian church says that marriage, till death do us part. But actually, there's no need for this parting. This parting is on the bodily platform. If we love Krishna, we learn to love Krishna, we can enter that spiritual planets where there's no separation of loving relationships. So that's what we're aiming at. High standard of living. Yeah. How can we be satisfied with the threefold miseries? We want a better life than that. That's the human quest. We're not animals. We can't just be satisfied to eat and sleep and mate and defend. Won't be satisfied with that, because Krishna has given us the human mind, human intelligence. To ask this question, who am I? Why am I suffering? The dogs and cats, they can't ask that. So now we have a chance with Prabhupada, the disciplic succession, the devotees. Now we have a chance to go beyond this animal life and enter the spiritual world where we belong, our real home. Prabhupada said, back to Godhead. That's our real home, back to Godhead. We don't belong in this world of birth and death. It's like a prison. I wrote a song actually. You want to hear my song? Yeah, okay. I'll just we can finish it. What time we have to finish? What time we have to finish?
We have to finish in about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay, this is my song about this questioning. Same question. Badanga. Living in the city of 9 gates, wondering what to do. 2 eyes, 2 ears and 2 nostrils, 1 anus. Living in the city of 9 gates. Living in the city of 9 gates, wondering what to do. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, 1 anus and 1 genital. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Everybody. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Life is like a prison, getting older every day. Life is like a prison, getting older every day. What did I do to deserve this? Got to make my getaway. Living in the city of 9 gates, wondering what to do. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, 1 anus, and 1 genital. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Everybody. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Looking around for something, not sure what that something is. Looking around for something, not sure what that something is. My folks tell me I belong here, but I don't know who to believe. My folks tell me I belong here, but I don't know who to believe. Living in the city of nine gates, wondering what to do. Two eyes, two ears, two nostrils, one mouth, one anus, and one genital. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? My girlfriends were all disappointed. My mind was on something else. My girlfriends were all disappointed. My mind was on something else. I was trying to find a secret, but nobody was there to tell. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Everybody. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? My life is a story of failure, but still I'm not a fool. Life is a story of failure, material failure, but still I'm not a fool. I'm still trying to I'm still asking the question. I'm still asking the question they couldn't answer at school. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Everybody. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.